I got a notification from a Spotify listener that they said they listened for minutes and it sounded like we were just trying to convince ourselves that our voices weren't annoying. And I responded back and I said, I'll give you that our voices are annoying.
That's such a weird.
It's so funny. I think that when we have made fun of Janko and Forrest Frank, the people who are pro Janko and Forrest Frank have been the ones who have been the most outspoken about how sucky we are.
And we know how sucky we are, but it has nothing to do with our thoughts on them.
And maybe, I don't know, they were like, in that Spotify comment, they were like, thinking that you're the one who knows the truth, like the soul truth or something, like goes against God. Like, I hope you heal. Like, isn't that exactly what George Janko is doing when he's talking to Pete Holmes? Like, Pete Holmes tries to say something, and then Janko's like, no, it's this. But I thought that we gave both of them a fair... I don't know, it was over a year ago. I was like, we recorded this over a year ago. I don't even know what we talked about. But
I think people are just stupid and they like to troll people and they have nothing else going on in life. So they just say stupid stuff.
I thought that we gave them both like a fair crack. I think we were harsher on Janko because
check.
I think we were harsher on Janko because there's like some wounds from us that is like people who are trying to tell people about Jesus in an ineffective way.
Mm-hmm.
I also think since he is the Christian in the conversation, and so are we, like we kind of be like, hey, brother.
Of course.
Maybe not the best.
Right. Maybe not the best approach.
Yeah. When it's Pete, it's like, well, he's not really in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's the entire point. I have a lot of thoughts on this. We could talk about this on the pod if you want. But
if you're listening and go to our George Janko episode on Spotify, we have a couple comments. Actually, one of the first ones we got, someone said, that ain't George Janko.
That ain't George Janko.
Which I don't know who he's talking about.
He thought...
Not my George Janko.
Well, I think he thought that we got Janko and Pete on our podcast, and we were like the mediators. But also, we did title it Pete Holmes versus George Janko versus NewWayStories. So it's like, clearly this is an episode that's going to be combative against all parties. Yeah. And I'm sure that if George Janko and Pete Holmes listened to it, they would have their own thoughts on what we said.
And we'd love to hear it.
I'll just be totally honest with you. Those comments, they really, really, they mean so little to me, especially because, like, I am constantly inundated with troll behavior at the church, like on the church social media. The stuff that they said is so much nicer than stuff that people say when I'm just trying to help people heal at church. People call me a pedophile on a weekly basis. It is. I'm completely numb. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to NewWayStories. I don't know how much of that first 10 minutes is going to make it into the pod. Probably not a lot. But here we are. NewWayStories. We're a comedy podcast talking about comics, creativity, and cinema. And we were talking right before this started of a negative comment one of our episodes passed, and that's why I feel like I have to say we're a comedy podcast. One people don't get that right away. They go, I don't think that this is a comedy podcast, and I go, no, we are a comedy podcast. And two, we're here while we have important thoughts. We also want to tell jokes. That's it. And
that's really the goal.
Today, I really, after Chuck's passing, Chuck Norris, R.I.P. Yes. I made it back through some Chuck Norris films in honor. Top Dog, which is on the heels of Turner and Hooch, which has started it, and then there was another successful franchise called K9 or K911, I believe,
Jimmy
Belushi. And then there's Top Dog, like 6 years later, they go, the Turner and Hooch is still, we could still do something like that, right?
Yeah.
But they try to do the Chuck Norris character. Anyway, it's like half family friendly dog movie, and then the other half is them trying to find like hard drugs, and they come across C4, and it's a plot. It's a terrorist group that is trying to kill Jewish Americans. Like it's a crazy, and then there's like zany things in it, and then there's another movie, Lone Wolf McQuade, which was again, I loved this movie as a kid. Like it was on TBS all the time, and I watched it, and I was like, man, this is
Superstation.
So it's still not a bad movie. I'm just gonna say it's still not a bad movie, but there's like, all of a sudden, like the first time Chuck Norris, he just meets the bad guy, David Carradine, and they have like a little standoff of like, you're not good at martial arts, and Chuck Norris is like, I'm good at martial arts, but I'm not going to take a swing at you, that sort of thing.
And too good at martial arts.
And so it's all on reputation. So David Carradine, he's smuggling drugs, doing stuff, and then Chuck Norris, he's like this rebel. He's this rebel Texas Ranger, and so then they meet and have their little standoff, and then the next scene, the guy kidnaps Chuck Norris's daughter.
Yep. There's
no like, hey, he's close on our tails. He's not even investigating the like weapon smuggling yet. It just jumps into, we're gonna like kidnap his daughter. So it like thrusts Chuck Norris into this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then there's like another scene where it's like they're like trying to be romantic, and it's like slow motion, like dancing, and they're like cleaning out his house, but she's like spraying him with the water hose. It's
after his daughter's been kidnapped.
Like 2 days later.
Well, guess it's time to start a new family.
But there's no
great thing is you can always make another daughter.
There's no preamble to it at all. She's like David Carradine's like kind of girl toy. There's something behind the scenes, but then she shows up randomly and she's just like cleaning out his house. And then it shifts into this like this thing. I'm like, what were you guys doing here? Not a lot of it makes sense. And both of the movies I realized suffer from purely not knowing what they want to be. Not knowing what they are. Top Dog, listen, if you capture the essence of Air Bud and you put Chuck Norris in it, and there's some fun, like Three Ninjas style fight scenes or something like that. If you know what you are, that movie has an incredible opportunity to be
super true.
Incredible. I rewatched Surf Ninjas last night. I was feeling nostalgic. And Surf Ninjas knows exactly what it is. And it's really funny. And Leslie Nielsen, the bad guy.
About ninjas.
Leslie Nielsen, who is Mr. Magoo, who is Naked Gun Trilogy. He's the bad guy. There's this bit of him he keeps missing the phone, and people are hanging up before they leave a message, and he gets really pissed about it. Rob Schneider's in it, who's like also really funny in it.
Yep.
They know what they are. And even though the choreograph is by Ernie Rice Sr., you go Ernie Reyes? I don't know how they pronounce it. It's a Spanish last name from the Spanish influence in the Philippines. Normally you say Reyes. Did you know? I didn't realize this, but the spirit guide protector guy is Ernie Rice Sr.
I don't remember that movie that well, but now that you're saying that, I'm remembering him.
Yeah,
and he meets them and he tells them all something, and then he tells Rob Schneider nothing.
Yeah, exactly. They go, "Hey, he goes, you're in royalty. You're a king." And Rob Schneider goes, "I knew it. I always knew I was a king." He goes, "No, they're royalty. You're nothing."
Yeah.
It's really great.
now that you were reminding me that I didn't know that was Ernie Senior, but I do recognize Ernie Senior from my martial arts magazine.
I stumbled upon a video. YouTube suggested it to me. I didn't stumble upon it. YouTube suggested it to me. And they go, here's Ernie Rice Jr.'s form from when he's 12, like his national competition form.
That's
I go,
how
yeah,
good.
I guess I will watch it.
That's how good YouTube is.
Yeah. And so him and his dad are in it. And I go, they tipped their hat a little bit. There's some moves that I've seen in both the Ninja Turtles and in Surf Ninjas.
Yep.
They're doing the kicks in a full circle. I'm like,
Yep.
that's the one that
Classic
they've got in their
Ern.
back pocket. They go, hey, if you're
Yep.
looking for something awesome, here you go.
Jesse, you don't have to have a picture that's signed from anybody in that movie, do you?
I happen to have an Ernie Rice Jr. signed picture that Darius gave me from Ninja Turtles to Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, no
That
big
thing
deal.
is sick. So I watch these movies. Clearly, some don't know what they are. Clearly, one does know what it is. It's a kids' movie. It's fun. Like Rob Schneider they take him away from his family. They go, we can't let him go back home. The bad guys have seen him. And he's on the other side of the world. Not once do we check in with Rob Schneider's parents being like, our son is missing. But it doesn't matter. That's not what the movie is about.
It's the 80s. Parents didn't care where their kids were in the 80s.
So, that guy, he'll be back eventually.
Yeah. He's probably riding his bicycle.
That's a long intro, I think, to say it got me thinking about video game movies.
Whoa, that was a big.
You think it's a big leap, Ben, but it's not. And I think the reason that video game movies suck 95% of the time is because they don't know what they are, or they don't know what they want to be.
I agree.
They try to do fan service for the video game. They try to make it realistic. They whatever. Like, and there's not a good mesh where you go, man, that's and Mario Brothers in the early 90s, late 80s started, I think it was 93 actually, or 92, I don't know.
Early 90s, yeah.
Early 90s. $50 million they make this movie, and that's a pretty good budget in the early 90s. They go, this is going to be awesome. It made $10 million domestically. That's not good. That's not good.
Rough.
And so they go, oh, you can't make video game movies. And then there's Street Fighter, which I also rewatched because I found it in a pawn shop for 99 cents. With Jean-Claude Van Damme. It actually does know what it is, and it's not bad. It's there's some cringe moments, but there's some. I think that they serve the characters or the video game enough. They're not like really trying to go hard on it.
Yeah.
But there's like a couple fight scenes that they zoom out, and it's clearly the back and forth. I was like, that's pretty sick. But then it goes back into the normal fight scenes.
I think go ahead.
Well, and then there's like a line where he fights the bad guy, and she goes, how are you doing? He goes, I'm okay. I'm only half dead. And she goes, what about the other guy? He goes, I think he's all dead, which is like, to the life bar. That's pretty funny.
That is really funny. It's also great that the only American character, or there's two, no, in Street Fighter, there's one. The only American character in the show is played by somebody who is from Brussels.
Yes, and I will say Ryu's character is certainly just Asian American. So he's American. I don't know if that's what the game is supposed to be, but I don't know if the Japanese game meant for their Japanese character to be Japanese American.
American, yeah, that's really
whatever.
funny.
Also, got to pause real quick. I'm like 95% sure your son just filled his diaper.
Oh, let's go. Well, let me take a moment to change some stuff out. Ben grabbed Peter, and we have him off camera because YouTube's like, hey, you can't have babies on your podcast. Whatever. So I'm gonna go fill that.
Okay.
But I want you guys to talk about Super Mario Galaxy just came out. And I will say Super Mario, the animated movie, was by far the movie that like knew what it was trying to be. It's really, really good.
Silly. It's fun.
Silly is fun. It's an animated movie.
Got Jack Black.
I do think it is. I think trying to make them into live action is a tougher challenge,
I agree.
but still really good. But we've got the new Mortal Kombat coming out this year, and we got the next Street Fighter coming out. So talk amongst yourselves.
Ben, have you seen the Mortal Kombat movie, the one that just came out a couple years ago? I think that the iterations of these movies that are animated are the best. One, I think that
I just got a whiff of whatever he just filled his pants with.
Mother-in-law in for the save. I'm back.
Nice. I think that the animation with a lot of fantasy stuff is the way to go, and I think we're seeing that and learning that is like. I'm not saying always. I'm not saying you can't do the live action, but I think there's something that you can pull off with the animation that takes something that's clearly fantasy, but still gives it like can give it heavy tone. Like I'm watching Invincible, which I just stopped watching because one of the characters killed her baby, and I was like, I don't really want to watch this anymore.
Oof. But it's fairly dark. I've heard.
Yeah, well, yeah. Unfortunately, that part wasn't portrayed as very dark. It was really dark when the bad guys kill people, but when somebody kills their unborn baby, not so dark. Anyway, sorry, that's not for this podcast. Point being, I stopped watching the show, but up until that point, it's like really, really good. It's a really, really well done show, and it's like adapting a comic book straight to animated medium,
right?
Which I think is really cool.
Well, and DC did it for the longest time. They're and they are still doing it, but they're like. Movies, the animated feature-length movies were incredible, and they couldn't figure out how to do live-action movies for a long time.
I think they would sort of just get the same people that would work on these comic books and then like put it in that format. But when it comes to like high fantasy, I just don't. There are only a few filmmakers who can do that like kind of ridiculous high fantasy but still have grounded characters. Like not everyone can like do that combo super well.
Give me an example of high fantasy movie. What are you talking Peter Jackson?
No, I'm talking about like in the universe, whatever this
Yeah.
It has a lot of crazy things, a lot of that, but it's still like real.
I haven't watched it, but people would say Game of Thrones would probably be in that up until the last season or whatever.
I would say Game of Thrones
less serious and more like having that balance of like, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Like I feel like, this is a bad example. Kick-Ass has like a lot of over the top like characters.
Yeah.
Like Nicolas Cage as Big Daddy.
Yeah.
And then like all this stuff, but like there's some serious like kind of like like that
the heavy movie.
That type of combo. Not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Is that Mark Miller?
Mark Miller is the guy who did the comic book.
I think it was.
He directed the movie. He direct the movie too?
Kingsman, I think.
I thought Mark Miller was writing comic books and then directing the movies.
No, I don't think
as well.
I'm not sure.
Okay, no, you guys are probably right. I'm gonna look it up.
Kingsman is like another example of like it's just like over the top, heads exploding, but like it's not too goofy and like
Matthew Vaughn.
Matthew Vaughn.
He did.
And Matthew Vaughn directed both of those.
Right.
Matthew Vaughn directed Kick-Ass, and he also directed Kingsman.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
Those were both. I also think those were both written by Mark Miller. I think Mark Miller also wrote Kingsman.
It could be.
No, Zombieland is Ruben Fleischer.
Oh, what? Yeah. No, you're right. What am I thinking Matthew Vaughn is?
Matthew.
Well, anyway.
But do you know? Is that making sense? What I'm trying to say here? Not everyone.
Yeah.
But animated. Like if you have all this ridiculous stuff, it's easier for people to kind of consume it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a cartoon. It's not like a guy in a big mask doing a big character like Jim Carrey in the second one.
The straight action adventure comedy best version of that is, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't want to bring up James Gunn again. The whole time I was bringing up James Gunn, but I didn't want to use him as an example.
He's a great example.
And they do a great job, especially once you get into the third one, of kind of getting into a little bit more like heavier themes mixed with comedy. However,
still a talking raccoon.
Kick-Ass, things of that nature. It is absurd, over the top, but also tackles harder, like darker things, and you're in that. An indie example is Super with Rainn Wilson, which is like a really very like a great superhero movie, but very funny, very dark. And it is tough. It is tough to tackle it because, and I think that is, I think when we're talking identity of what your project is, you go, are we dark? And then like, what comedy works in this? Not all comedy works in those movies, right? Like, and you have to set it up in a certain way, the same way you would set up like a horror scene or something like that. You have to set the comedy up for it to make sense, and you also have to set up the like jarring action for it to not take you out and be like, well, that was too jarring. Like I can't, like, this is slightly different. We're talking romance now and jarring action.
50 Shades of Grey. The action scenes were awkward.
But
I was like, there's a lot of nudity in the choreography.
Is not terrible. They brought in a kung fu guy. No.
You're gonna hit her with these nunchucks.
What was? Now I've lost the movie that I was gonna say. Action. Dang it.
Romance.
Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Drive is. What are you thinking?
What's the
we don't know.
movie?
Speed.
Keanu
Reeves, 1995. It's Sandy Bullock as the bus driver. One of my favorite random bits is the original Office guy, Ricky Gervais. The first time he was hosting the Golden Globes, he was introducing Sandy Bullock, and he's like, she got her start in the movie Drive, where she's a bus driver, and she's now had so much success that she doesn't ride public transportation because she says they smell bad.
Also, I never got to do my bit, but it's okay.
Oh, we're going to get into that bit, Ben. Just a little bit, which was a very funny text. Drive, you have jarring violence, but like you're pulling for this love story, right? Like he is trying to take care of this woman, single woman, and her child. And from like afar, and you're like, I want you guys to fall in love with each other. Like I want Gosling, and maybe that's just the Gaz effect. You go. I just want the best for Carey Mulligan, and it's clearly Ryan Gosling.
Listen, Carey, you're not going to do better.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this.
You're just like, look, there's no up from this for you.
But then there's just some violence in that movie that you go, wow, that was 45 minutes of like arguably like a Nora Ephron movie, and then 45 minutes of Tarantino, and they blended together beautifully.
Obviously you had like, when it comes to identity, like when you were adapting a lot of these stuff, you kind of like, if you have like comedy, very serious, heavy things, you kind of would lean one way or the other. And so, like, if you did like a reboot or something, and you made it super silly, like it's like, oh, you didn't take these characters seriously. And then if you did the other side, it's like, oh, you took the life out of it.
Yeah,
made it so boring. Like I feel like I see this a lot. It might just be my threads, but the 2017 Power Rangers.
Okay, it's not a bad movie.
It's fine.
Yeah,
but it wanted to be like such a. I want to rewatch it, but it wants to be like a space adventure, like really bad, and it takes itself super seriously.
Yeah,
but any of the fun like teen stuff that we like got us, to like the people in the suits is gone.
That is where it's a big miss. I think a lot of times they go, hey, we're gonna make this serious, and then they try like one-liners, or like they have like 3 to 5 one-liners throughout the movie, and you're like,
yeah,
what was that?
Yep, and they're always pretty bad too.
Yeah, right. They're not actually clever, or like it wouldn't be if someone. A lot of times, those sort of jokes or one-liners, if someone said that in real life, you'd be like, what like what was that joke? Like
Or they would just get look.
read read the room, man.
Yeah.
Now that you mention that, I remember that movie. I saw it in theaters. And it is. I remember it not being a terrible movie, but I also remember nothing about it. So
it had nothing to give you. There's
yeah,
no personality.
and if I don't remember like something from a movie, that's not a good sign because I've got like, especially as I'm rewatching some of these movies that I haven't seen for like 20 years. I still have like half of the like dialogue memorized, surprisingly.
Like make me feel one way or the other. Like make me hate you so much that I have to tell everyone about the bad scene, or love you so much that I have to tell everyone to go watch it.
Well, I do think that there is people are gonna the 5 people who remember me saying this are gonna be annoyed again because we're talking about James Gunn again. But it's just like there's the James Gunnification that like before Guardians of the Galaxy. The idea that you could make a funny movie that also had gravity and weight and
Heart.
serious, and heart. I just don't think. I think people thought you had to do one or the other, and so I'm sure that the comedians that they got to write the punch-ups for Power Rangers probably wrote 1,000 funny lines for them. They probably picked the least common denominator, right? The like lowest. Okay. What's funny enough to get a giggle, but doesn't feel like comedy? And they probably just pick kind of like the lowest hitting stuff.
And we've talked about this before. Like the production companies, also like the studios, like they come in and say, "Hey, man, you got to punch this up," and you go, "All right, fine."
Yeah.
You add your 5 jokes.
Yep.
I remember this is not a. No, I'm not gonna talk about that one.
I think the biggest thing, again, I think I'm gonna sound a little bit like a broken record, but I think the biggest thing when a project doesn't know what it is, I think the biggest contributing factor is you're trying to please somebody else or be what you think someone else wants you to be.
That is, if you going back to video games, if you go. I get the tension here. I feel like I haven't said that for a while, Ben. You gotta live in the tension. Go one way or the other.
We're back, guys.
But you go, I want to tell this story, and then you go, but I gotta play fan service, right? Or you play too much fan service. You need like a good story, and then also the studio too is like, hey, you got to do this.
Well, Can I really quickly say on the other side too? I think sometimes people are afraid to just make a fan service movie because again, they want to please critics.
Yeah.
And they want to please their film friends. And they're afraid. I think that if their critics and their film friends and their colleagues see that they made a fan service movie, that they're going to be like, you suck, you're a loser, you made a fan service movie. And again, they didn't make the movie they wanted. They just made a movie that they thought other people would think is highbrow. I think it's the same problem both ways. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. I talked with Malia a few months ago. Zelda is coming out.
Yeah, I think they just wrapped filming.
And I had heard that they're trying to be Lord of the Rings-esque.
Better be really good.
Like that's the essence that they're trying for.
Yeah.
But Malia was like, here's the thing. Link doesn't talk during the...
No.
So, like, what is his voice going to be? And that's a hard thing. You can't... I suppose you could have a mute character.
Mad Max? He doesn't talk.
Does he not talk at all?
He doesn't talk at all.
You mean Fury Road?
Fury Road, yeah.
Oh, in Fury Road he doesn't talk at all?
Yeah.
He does talk.
No, he doesn't.
I just watched it this last year. He talks to her when they crash the big rig. He talks to Charlize Theron.
I just remember
He doesn't talk much.
Yeah, he has very little dialogue.
He's very little dialogue, but not you.
Similar to a Gosling
splitting hairs
in Drive sort of thing.
I'm going to split your hairs.
Wouldn't you like to do that?
It obviously is possible to have a character that does not talk a lot, right? Or even like a silent character.
Mm-hmm.
Like a silent character would be hard to do. But
No,
like,
you're
I
gonna
mean, if
have
you
to
think
give
about
them
like
dialogue.
the samurai warrior movies, which leans into like Clint Eastwood, Man with No Name, like you have this guy come into a town. He does not. There's not a whole lot of dialogue there. He's just there to kick butt and take names, which is totally Link to me.
However,
I
Link
don't know.
has a. If you've played Super Smash Bros, if
You get
however-
stuck on the lower end of Star Fox's ship like a loser.
But Link has dialogue. He just doesn't have an audible voice because you're playing as Link, and in most RPGs, you don't have an audible voice. But Link has dialogue. He talks to people. As a matter of fact, you can choose different dialogue trees. So Link is not a strong silent. I mean, he's definitely like on the strong silent side, I think.
Link is just handing dialogue cards to players or
I
to
mean,
characters.
Dude, that actually would be a genius way to play.
You're
it.
just like, boom.
Would be like if he is mute and he communicates with a notebook.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that would be.
I like stock.
Great.
I like stock cards that he's having to go through to find his response.
Gives the wrong one.
Yeah.
Something he's supposed to say to Zelda, and he hands it to her.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but I guess my point in that is that like Malia was like, I don't know how they're going to portray that, and she's someone who loves Zelda games, right? I'm someone who has played a Zelda game. I've played more Zelda. I've played more Link characters on Super Smash Bros. Than I have Zelda games. So I'm more of like, I don't know. I would like a Lord of the Rings style, like Link's trying to find the princess or whatever. But I have no dog in the fight of how you're gonna represent these characters. Also, though, it is interesting. Did they say? I'm kind of burning the lead here. Did they say like what video game are they doing a video game?
It's rumored like some of the set photos and fans have noticed that like the architecture and the buildings
Ocarina of Time or whatever.
It would be Ocarina, yeah.
Yeah. So that I think is another thing, especially with how good storytelling video games are. I think that's another thing that people miss on. Is it like adapt a story, like adapt Ocarina of Time or whatever. Don't go, hey, we're making a Link movie and then try to tell a new story in a new format. Like take the one that is, like
beloved works.
Take the one that's beloved that people, and adapt it like you would a book, right? You don't take the Hunger Games trilogy and you go, okay, we're going to take these characters and tell a new story. You go, no, you have to like adapt the book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't know. I think trying to make a Lord of the Rings style Zelda movie I can just imagine it going so many ways wrong. And Zelda's not funny. Like, I just don't know how you could take Zelda and make it fun, like outside of the way that it's fun because it's an RPG. So I don't know. I hope it goes well.
But you don't think like, obviously like the Hobbit characters are, there's something intriguing and like draws you in the hobbits being the ones that you're following.
I don't know if there is a lot of, when it comes to like Lord of the Rings, when they made it, they had so much like reverence for the characters in the story that they took it so seriously that even if there was funny little hobbits, they still at the core of the movie was just like,
well, obviously it's a little bit of a cheat code because you have a guy who spent his entire life building a world and building characters to write 3 books. So you have a little bit of a cheat code there, if we're talking video games.
Nice.
Yeah. That's for all my Contra fans. But I think that the essence of Lord of the Rings would be cool. That's like what I want. Like I want more Lord of the Rings than I do like the Dungeons and Dragons remake.
Did
you guys watch that movie?
I need to watch that.
Should I reference a movie people have seen? Is that the problem?
I feel like that's a good, even though I haven't seen it, I've heard that that's a good example. It's just like
It's
a
phenomenal.
fun
It's a
action.
It's so funny. It's so good. It is really heartwarming. It's really touching. Like they did a great job.
So you think
movie touched you?
think you want to go Zelda closer to the Dungeons and Dragons
I
feel?
wouldn't do that.
I just think I know this sounds crazy. I haven't even played a Zelda game. I'm just like, from what I've seen of Zelda, I just think you should stay away from that. I guess
You stay away from Dungeons and Dragons.
I was going to say stay away from Zelda. I just think adapting Zelda sounds like such an insane undertaking.
Gotcha.
I can't imagine.
They've already made the mistake.
With Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Yeah. Your mistake was making Zelda. I think Lord of the Rings was like, here's the characters, here's the story, here's the narrative. And Lord of the Rings has one of the best narratives,
right,
and some of the best characters of any story ever. It is a great story with really rooted, really deep, really thoughtful stuff. So you just make that.
Yeah.
And as long as you do it accurately, you can make it good.
And even I would say
of Zelda well
just as long as you follow the narrative, you can actually change up the little bits, right?
Yeah.
Like the interactions or whatever. But as long as you're hitting your checkpoints, it's like the hero's journey.
Your
right?
save points.
Yeah, like you go, we're gonna hit these checkpoints all the way along. Your save points, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you can have slightly different dialogue or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be exactly as it's written. But that strong narrative is there.
I really hope I'm wrong, and I really hope Zelda is great.
It's probably gonna suck.
I think I'm honestly really being harsh right now because I watched the Artemis Fowl movie a couple weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen. And obviously it's a kid's movie. I get that. Still the worst movie I've ever seen.
There's no I think especially today there's no excuse. There's no excuse if it's a kid's movie or not. You have to make a good movie.
You know what I'm starting to get fed up with? Freaking Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth
Branagh's on my crap list right now.
Are you an Oscar-winning director, or are you the worst director in the world?
Pick one.
Pick one.
A lane.
Pick one.
What did he win an Oscar for?
Belfast.
So stop freaking giving him fun crap to make.
Yeah.
Let him make boring movies about sad people.
But
That's
also,
fine. Don't give him fun crap to do.
But also, did he direct The Golden Army? Hellboy 2, Golden Army?
Hellboy 2, Golden Army is the best of the Hellboys.
That one's pretty fun.
No, he didn't.
Are you sure?
Guillermo del Toro directed Golden Army.
Yeah.
Guillermo. Okay. Did he write?
That's why it was good.
Did he write The Golden Army?
No, story by Guillermo del Toro and Mike Mignola.
That's the creator of Hellboy.
Well, it doesn't
obviously,
say.
Kenneth Branagh's a great actor. I love Kenneth Branagh.
I was going to say
everything I've ever seen him in. I think he's obviously a great director too. Stop giving him fun stuff to direct.
The Artemis Fowl one hurts me a lot because I really, really love those movies. I actually just listened to a Artemis Fowl book like not that long ago. I was like, yeah, that's right. These are really fun. Great. These are really fun.
Craziest thing, like there's only one like really cool moment. And I know this is like 12-year-old me who just loves martial arts. But there's like one really cool moment in the Artemis Fowl original book. And it's Butler beating that troll with his bare hands.
Yeah.
And instead, Butler gets like thrown through a window and then dies in a chair with no visible wounds. And that's how that scene plays out. Also in the movie, they're like, you can't call him Butler, parentheses, because he's black. You can only call him by his first name. And in the book, they're like, never call him by his first name. His first name's a secret. We only call him Butler.
Right.
Because it's his last name.
Right.
It's just like this super weird, like huge miss on the character because I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming they gave Artemis Fowl to him because Ian Colfer is Irish, and they go, hey, let's have an Irish guy direct this.
Yeah. And Ian Colfer, I looked it up, like, because it was so bad. Ian Colfer was like, hey, I just try to, like, imagine that the movie is a completely different thing from the book. And the subtext of that is, like, I tried to ignore that the movie exists.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the moral of the story is, like, know what you are and who you are and what you're trying to do. And I struggle.
You just preached something about that.
This You preached that?
He preached about identity.
Nice.
I always preach about identity every Sunday.
The Born Identity,
That's extremely
actually,
That's
exclusively.
Honestly, that's very sweet of you, Ben, to know what I preached about.
You
I feel
posted it.
honored.
I watched it. I was like, oh
Yeah, you
boy,
watched
here we
my
go
Instagram.
again. Let me give it that like I always, just the
The obligatory like.
obligatory.
Here's my struggle in this is that I have a really hard time narrowing it down. Like I get out in front of the horse sometimes. I'm like, I want to do a thing, and I want to jump in and do the thing.
And then the horse is like, whoa.
Yeah, he goes, the role reversal here. I don't know. It takes me a bit to get into a project and like try to figure it out. I wish that I was better at being like, this is what I want to do. This is what I've set out to do. Right?
Rat Race is like a perfect example of this. I don't know why I didn't bring it up.
What is?
Like knowing its identity and like nailing it.
Yeah, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah. It is.
Agree wholeheartedly. I do think
There's that ego that the commenter was bringing up.
I do think that I was able to capture something with Rat Race, and it really is like, it's probably because it's the thing that I'm very passionate about, like the monsters and those characters. So it's, a guy who's referencing movies, like it's very easy for me to write and to put myself in those shoes.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago, right? So there was a lot of things that were playing in my benefit. There were some edits for sure of like, and this is a testament to my editor too. There were some like joke moments where it was like, I don't know if that fits the tone, right? If that like that might take away from the suspense. Like I remember one, I think. Did it? I'm trying to remember if it. There's a scene where they're hiding, and he like, the pollen from a flower, like he sneezes, and it like gives their position away. And like I had it written like as the cheesy like moment that you would see in a movie, and I was like, yeah, like this is what I'm going for. I am actually going for a little bit of cheese here. But he was
Cheese
like,
is a little too stanky.
Yeah. He was like. He's like, it's a pretty good scene, actually. Like, with the tension and everything, he's like, I don't know if you want to, like, ruin that. Like, it takes you out. And I was like, all right, fair point. But then, obviously, we're still able to work in humor, like, all around the scene and still hold the tension in the scene as well.
Tension.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for me because it is something that I'm like, I do need to set out, like with this the Bigfoot romantic comedy book. I think big picture. I'm really great at big picture stuff. Like I want to do this. I want like, kind of the big ideas. I'm like, this is a very funny idea. It's a very good idea. But then I like start to get into the scenes, and I'm like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Like I'm writing the scene, I'm like, I don't actually know what I want to be in this scene, and I don't know. It's an annoying process for me because I feel like I have to write 50 pages or whatever before I'm like, oh, this is what it is, and then I have to go back and rewrite everything because it took me forever. I'm like dabbling in stuff to figure it out. Yeah, I think the danger with that is that if you dabble for like the entire project and you go,
Dabbler.
okay, we got to rewrite stuff, I think you're gonna miss stuff, right? Instead of starting from off the rip, being like, this is what we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. The Street Fighter, the first one, and have you guys seen previews for the new Street Fighter?
Yeah,
yes.
New Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it looks crazy. The new Street Fighter is really interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I am.
The 90s Street Fighter, which, as a side note, director, writer, same guy who wrote Die Hard, which is a lot of fun to me. Apparently, I watched the director's commentary right after as well. And the guy like pitched, he was like, hey, like the Capcom like execs are in town. He's like, but they're on a plane like tomorrow evening. Can you have a story for me like by lunch? And he was like, I think so. So like, apparently him and his son like played Street Fighter at the arcade every Saturday. He's like, so he knew the characters. He anyway pulled an all-nighter, got the story. But like right from the get-go, this movie knows what it is. Like it is an action movie that is an over-the-top corny. It has a ridiculous bad guy who like is a dictator, and then the lines, right, the one-liners that are in it work for the most part. There's a couple Jean-Claude that I think Jean-Claude might have worked in himself that you're like, that one didn't work. Like at the end, the Chun-Li. Chun-Li?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Sounds right.
You guys
Girl,
know.
what does the kicking?
Exactly. She's like
what does the kicking?
She's a reporter in the movie, and she's trying to get like the whole movie. She's trying to get an interview from Jean-Claude. He keeps denying her, and at the end, she's like, "How about that interview?" After they've all won, it's like, "How about that interview?" He goes, "Only if you wear that dress." It's like, shit. Jean-Claude.
That does sound like classic JC.
That was terrible. Like everything else, I forget all the names, but the big guy with the mohawk, he's like the grunt guy. There's a moment in the movie where he learns that he's on the wrong side. He was like, "Wait a second, this guy's the bad guy?" He goes, "If he's the bad guy and he knows he's the bad guy, why did you work for him?" He goes, "Well, because he paid me a crap ton of money." He goes,
"Right.
Wait, you were getting paid?" This is a very funny. This is a very funny scene. It's very, very over the top, very stupid. Like, but it works inside of the movie. And then, like 15 minutes later, Jean-Claude's doing the one-liner, like creepy one-liner. And they all laugh. They all laugh about it too. It's a Jean-Claude and Steven Seagal thing. Yeah. At the end of the movie, they go, "Hey, I got to make a couple of cracks," where the 15 people around me are like, "This guy is the funniest," but everybody else who's watching the movie is like, "Ooh, I don't know."
I just imagine every time Jean-Claude sat down and read a script, he reads like the beginning page, he reads the last page, he reads the characters. He looks at the director, he goes, "So my question is, which one of the women am I making love to in this movie?" And I think that's like the primary. Yeah, this movie seemed like it's gonna be a great movie. How many times I make love to the women in the movie? I think that's Jean-Claude's writer.
JC, it's actually kind of geared towards like kids. There's not going to be any of that.
Kids don't like a mom and dad make love. Nope, Jean-Claude.
No, John.
Oh, so how many kids are gonna make in this movie? And I think with Steven Seagal, it's like the same thing.
Oh, it's a kids movie. Oh, I'm making kids in this movie.
Exactly.
Bring the women.
Yeah. How many kids you make me make this movie? So I'm getting the women pregnant in this movie, yeah?
Okay.
his English just says every time I do his impression is more and more broken. He speaks English really well, but that's a really funny. How many of the women have me make pregnant in this time film? Yeah. But and then with Steven Seagal, it's like, oh yeah, and how many Aikido experts do I kill in this movie? How many people do I kill with my bare fingers?
You go, "Hey, none." He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, why don't I just punch stuntmen straight in the face?" They go, "No, actually, hey, with movie magic and stuff, you don't actually have to hit any of them. We can just make it look like you're hitting them." He goes, "Nah.
What if I hit them?
What if I hit them?
What if I hit them and then you CGI me not hitting them?"
We need to do, Darius brought this up, we need to do a podcast about Steven Seagal and really kind of, Ben,
crazy.
What's your knowledge on Seagal?
Very little.
We should probably get you
Seagal'd up.
Updated.
Just watch Under Siege, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Do you want him to watch the best one first, or?
That's a good point. No, that's honestly just let him watch
There's
What's the one with DMX?
Exit Wounds
Exit,
or
let me watch
half
Exit
past
Wounds.
dead. I'm sorry.
Half
Or wait, no.
one of those. Or Fire Down Below.
Exit Wounds might be DMX. Half past dead is Ja Rule, I believe. There's a weird late 90s, early 2000s trend where there's rappers that are with like martial arts stars. And like Ja Rule and Steven Seagal are like so in tight with each other. He's like, hey, man, like, when did you get out? And he goes, hey, brother. You know, like Steven Seagal, I don't think that works.
Cut. So, Steven,
but like,
I need you to not say the N-word while we're rolling.
He goes, what? We're like, we're friends. That's
really
what.
Yeah, I hear you. I really think my character would probably say the N-word.
Yeah, Romeo Must Die though. With that's a good example of Jet Li, Aaliyah, R.I.P.
Rush Hour.
What was that?
Rush Hour, the greatest. Of
Rush
all
Hour.
of them.
Great point.
But
Great
Chris
point.
Tucker's not a rapper, but
I think that there's some.
He's black, and that's the same thing.
I think that there's some hip hop stars. I think there's hip hop stars in Rush Hour.
I like that I'm sitting on the couch now, so then when I laugh, I
you can like roll over. That's fun.
Rush Hour is phenomenal.
Like that.
The first Rush Hour is really, really good. I haven't watched Rush Hour 2 or 3 for a really long time.
Yeah, me neither.
Can I do my bit now?
Yeah, let's hear your bit. If you've made it to the end, this is your reward.
This is your reward. So I was at a school honor roll assembly for my cousin Jordan. He got a 3-point something GPA.
Nice.
And right at the beginning, they had all the 4.0 students, to get their awards first. And you kind of, like, you're in your head when you think of, like, 4.0 students, you have a certain kind of, like, type of kid in your head.
Yeah.
And this is, like, a mostly Mexican school.
Okay.
And so it was a lot of what people like to call Edgars walking up.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking broccoli hair, gold chain, the baggy pants, and the high button-up shirt.
Okay.
And so, like, I thought about, like I was watching them down, and I'm like, imagining this kid, like, oh, man, I love chemistry, bro. Dude. And so instead of a do-good gangster, it's a, what's it?
It's a straight A cholo.
Yes.
The straight A cholo.
The straight A cholo. Oh my god.
That's not a bad raunchy comedy. If you want to pitch, it, by the way.
Bro, what do you mean? The quadratic equation, bro. The transitive property A squared plus B squared equals C squared, bro. It's simple math, bro. You gotta get that through your head, dog.
People who don't think this is funny have never met a cholo before.
Yeah. That's
Darius. I try to key you up here. I know you got some. I
feel like every time
this one's tough because you actually have to be good at math to get the impersonations correct.
I actually think Jesse's better at these kind of bits. It's not because I'm afraid to do the accent. Like, I don't mind doing the accent, bro. Like, anyone doesn't like the accent, they can come at me, bro. Like, I'm ready for it. Like,
what do you mean you don't like the work of Shakespeare, man? He was.
It's just, I have a hard time thinking. I don't know why. I have a hard time thinking. I think I have a hard time thinking of like a concept bit while I'm doing a character.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do like to try to come up with the, like, what is the word or subject that would work in the cadence, right? That that might even, like, what's in this one in particular, because I'm not smart. I have to kind of do a little bit of I really have to think about it. But, like, what is a sciencey word that might feel very street? You know what I mean? Or, like, this is like too low of fruit, but, like, you know, the Bunsen burners and stuff of, like, chemistry. You make, like, drug references or whatever, but that are not actual drug references. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like,
I think what's funny is in this is like, so he's like telling a story to his friends. He's like, yeah, so then this dude rolled up on me, you know? I'm like, no way, bro. What did he say? He's like, yeah, he rolled up on me. He was like, what's up, fool? I was like, what you talking about, vato? Who you talking to right now? And he's like, hey, just wanted to say this. And I was like, what you gonna say? And he said, I was wondering if you would tutor me. I said, will I tutor you? And I said, I don't know, bro. Is the reaction of an object equal to the force applied to it, bro? I was like, yeah, that's physics. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good. I like that a lot. I think that's a really funny character.
It is a really funny character, but it is a funny character. Yeah.
So instead of
I think it plays into our previous character of the Vato who cares about his community.
The do-good gangster.
The do-good gangster.
So like
he grows up to be the do-good gangster.
Yeah. You've got the straight A Vato that grows up to be the do-good gangster. That's
so funny. It's like, all of these movies from like the 80s and 90s where the coach has to like take thugs and make them a team or teach black kids how to write poetry.
Right.
Hey guys, I think poetry is a little bit like Ricka rap, don't you? Billy Shakespeare was a little bit of a straight G. I think instead of that, they should do like a guy who's a cholo, but he's a teacher and he goes and teaches a bunch of kids to be cool.
I like that as well.
Bro, little Jimmy, throw your calculator away, man.
I mean, it's
go play some video games, dog.
I mean, to be like,
you think you're ever gonna pull chicas if you're walking around with a pocket protector all the time? No, bro. You think William Shakespeare never got any action?
I mean, I think you do. You have the guy from South Central LA, right? That has the fully buttoned up shirt, baggy pants. But then he's made it. Yeah, I agree. He's made it as a teacher into.
He's still smart. He's very smart.
He's very smart, right?
Yeah,
it's the only way that you could get into the Beverly Hills sort of, schools. You have to be smart.
I like when they do that.
But maybe like his first day teaching, he's like code switching and he's like wearing a blazer and he's like, "Hi class, so my name is Edgar Martinez and you can call me Mr. Martinez. It's extremely nice to meet you. And my family is from Oaxaca and I went to Yale." And then like he progressively has like become more cholo, like his real self, and stop code switching in order to connect with these white kids. Because the white kids are always pretending to be urban.
Right.
So it's like a really weird like chase around the privilege tree for them.
I think we've got a movie. I think if you
and it knows exactly what it is.
Exactly. I think if you parse through the 120 episodes that NewWayStories has done, I think we've got 4 solid movies that we've pitched.
Couple of stinkers.
Listen, we're not perfect, but I think there's some real potential in there. The do-good gangster coming to
a trilogy right
theater. Yeah,
it's 100% a trilogy.
Yeah.
Do-good. Sorry, Keegan-Michael Key.
I mean, here's the thing, and we've talked about this before. I don't know why they get to portray Vatos, and no one is angry about it. But they get to, and it's very funny. And we could cast Keegan-Michael Key as the teacher, and it would be hilarious. And you do one AA Ron joke, and then the rest.
Bro, he starts dating like a woman at the school. He's the teacher. He starts dating a woman at the school. She's a ginger. She's like that love interest from Glee. You remember that in like the first season of Glee, like the awkward ginger lady. And then she becomes like a chola by the end. She's wearing hoops. She's wearing like the tightest jeans.
It's like her hair's very tight too.
She can't hold anything because her fingernails are
leopard print pants, high heels. The nails
like click. They go out to dinner. She gets in a fight. Like everything.
But like taking the students to the math Olympics.
In the end, that's the end. Is in the end, the students all show up to the math Olympics dressed like vatos, and they're like, "Math isn't that cool, bro. What's really cool is breaking." They start breakdancing. They lose the math Olympics.
I don't know. I think
the teacher's like, "Yeah, sometimes you have to rearrange your priorities."
I think it's the moral of the story is that it's not cool, but you have to do it in order so that you can like have. It's like a grounded. It's a grounded movie where you go, "Hey, I know you're passionate about breaking, but you got to do math, right? Like no one's gonna pay you the check because you don't think you don't think that I want to do break. Where's the paycheck? That's why I'm a professor, yo."
he starts like, who's the guy that never wanted to break? I was obsessed with breaking, bro.
Let me show you.
Brayden, here, we're going to teach you guys, because they're all white kids. We're going to teach you guys how you can combine your passions, breaking and mathematics, bro. And also riding around on your electric bicycles. Your freaking stupid parents bought you. Okay, so
the end scene is like the electric bicycle monkey, the monkey handlebars.
It's got the high bars, the chopper bars in there. Hey, wanted to tell some of the parents I helped your kids modify those stupid electric bikes you bought them. Hey, Mr. McIntosh, check this out. That bike cost $2,000. You've ruined the resale value.
And now it's priceless, yo.
And then you tie it in with the dude again. Hey, it's my cousin. I know a cousin. He does some mechanic work. It's not a chop shop, dog. It's the crossover. It's the crossover.
The crossover. And it's synergy. It's cinema synergy. That's how you make the money.
Synergy.
All right.
I have a question.
On.
How many of your moms are currently getting a divorce? Tell me their names and phone numbers, okay?
Asking for a friend, yo.
Sometimes I fool get really lonely at night, you know?
Sometimes I
fool
man. Yeah, it gets cold out here in the street.
Yeah. That's the math. It's really hard, yo.
It's cold out here in the street.
1 is the loneliest number.
Oh man.
Hey everybody, like and subscribe. You can
It's been a minute.
you can follow the link, get your New Way podcast mug. This one, of course, is, I don't mean that as a euphemism. We've also got that's the proper joke. And coming up in the next day or two, we'll have Devilishly Handsome Advocate as an option as well. So if you want to...
Where's the link at?
It's in the description.
Description.
Okay. It's in the description, yo. So, yeah. Those are
Some
fun.
of you fools don't know how to grow your YouTube channel.
None of us. None of us do.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Sorry that we have not been as frequent on the pod, but we're going to get back to it. And we'll start being back to every week. So we'll see you next week. Unless, of course,
Something else
something comes up and we're not.